Sorry, that's just anti-trans.
Essence of Thought. He doesn't sound as much like Clarkson as Essence of Thought, though. Hey, here's the thing. If you like the stream, you should consider liking the stream. If you check the links in my description, I have Discord. You can support the stream on Streamlabs. You can super chat. Have messages read out. Please don't say anything crazy. And you can check out some music I've made. This next video is, I spent $5,000 on ads to fight transphobia. Wow. Alice in Wonderland. I've tried to watch this person before. I didn't get very far. I don't know. Let's see.
Have you ever received a highly religious or even transphobic ad before a YouTube video? Perhaps it's Ben Shapiro, perhaps it's a praying app, or perhaps
I don't get any of these, just to be clear.
it's even a literal Bible verse. Well...
Wait, a religious ad? That's not like transphobic. Well, okay, whatever. This person is a queer army though, so I better not sass them or comment that this hairstyle is really quite strange looking or anything like that.
It's not just you. Let's take a deeper dive, shall we? In this video, we're going to talk about this phenomenon. We're going to talk about how I decided—
That's throwing 5k down the toilet. Listen, trans people know how to waste money, okay? We've got loads of us going out there at the moment, begging for money so that they can move out of their red states or whatever, completely pissing other people's money down the toilet, although most of them aren't, because most of them aren't getting funded, so hey.
To combat it in the most unusual fashion, and we're going to talk about what it means for our community. Because,
and by the way, I hope you're understanding why like atheism and trans shit get so inextricably linked, because all of these people are like mad fucking angry about religion.
my findings have uncovered some very interesting information about how YouTube treats the queer community, and I think you're going to want to hear about it. Kia ora guys, gals and MB pals, I'm Alice in Wonderland, your favourite Kiwi trans girl, and I've been scheming. I'm always scheming, but this time it has been particularly dastardly. I, of course, am a genius. So,
every overly neotenous, cutesy, like, toxic as fuck channel uses this fucking music. This was in that MX Morphling video where she was like crying because no one wanted to call her they, them, and her cucked boyfriend was like, oh, I think it's that hard. Yeah, because you want to fuck her, bro. But yeah, I'm sick of it. This is why I don't put music in my videos.
I started receiving comments about how some questionable ads were playing before my videos. I got to thinking, what could be done about the situation? What is within my power to do? And after some deliberation, I decided that the best way to figure out what was going on was to run an ad campaign of my own and see just what's involved in pushing an ad to a highly targeted audience like mine. I'll tell you a bit more about my ad later, but for now I want to tell you about the philosophy behind it. Because this...
Posting about the SRS in Thailand on Reddit. Okay, I'm really not familiar. Anyway.
wasn't actually just an opportunity to dunk on trans.
I'm sorry, I just hate the word queer. It's just like, oh, there's just a visceral reaction whenever I see it. I want nothing to do with the word queer and what it represents. It's just not me. I'm not that. Okay.
Transphobia, or to give the trans community an epic win to remember. This was a full-blown...
What's epically winning about spending $5,000 on ads?
Investigation. You see, any ad I run to advertise my YouTube channel, I'm gonna want to target at the queer community. So, I'm gonna want to push my ad towards trans people.
Oh, so the whole thing is advertising yourself. So it's like narcissistic advertising. No, not fucking hell. It's like narcissistic activism. Like when people post selfies on Trans Day of Visibility or whatever.
Towards gay people, towards people who celebrate Pride Month, towards anyone I think might watch my videos. That's why I even included government personnel in my ad targeting, because I know the FBI have been watching me for years. Anyway, because of the nature of my and your identity, targeting my own ad campaign at my own community is actually targeting an ad at an exclusive minority group. And if I can do it, who else do you reckon can?
Are we a minority group? Is that accurate? I don't know. They look like a white male to me. Probably because that's what they are.
So, that's a major motivation of this whole exercise, to determine just how easy it is to target an ad at our minority group, and see whether or not this whole transphobic ad debacle is just bad luck, or
I haven't even seen any of these transphobic ads they're talking about. Like, we had something about religious ads, and that was about it. Is like religious and transphobic just, are they just synonyms now?
Something more sinister. Let's dive in. After, and I'm not kidding, 5 months of planning, I grabbed Chloe, I grabbed my camera, and we went out and made the long drive from the North Shore all the way over to West Auckland to Western Springs. A nice little park that would be quiet enough to do a little bit of filming at, while also being, you know, quite posh, professional looking, very
We're boganing. That got me a little bit.
pretty and full of some fun wildlife. Together, we spent about 5 hours walking all over this park and doing take after take after take to get the perfect shot. This took especially long because every single f***ing time Chloe saw a bird, she had to run away with my camera and take a close-up shot of it.
Oh my god, so quirky. Such quirk chunguses we're dealing with here.
But anyway, as an ad campaign, I wanted this to look as professional and polished as possible. Because while the two main motives were A, dunk on transphobes, and B, investigate this conspiracy, there was a third motive. And there's not really any point in hiding it. It's an ad campaign advertising my channel on the back of a social cause. My YouTube channel is my livelihood and my business, and of course I want to grow it. So naturally, I want to—
What was it we were talking about? Chud dunking. I guess chud dunking, but like larger scale by advertising yourself. I'm sorry, it just sounds so like conceited to me. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just sat here like fucking judging people today. I don't give a shit. Like, this feels so conceited. And I feel that way so often when watching like people talk about their like activism attempts and stuff like that.
to make a good impression and get absolutely everything I can out of this ad campaign. But after a lot of work in the tireless heat and a whole lot of planning and editing, this is what we came up with. I'm trans, and I think you're pretty cool. That's it. That's literally the ad. The short version of it anyway. The long version, I'm trans, and I think you're pretty cool. That's it. That's
Is this really like part of it? Ugh.
literally the ad. The short version of it anyway. The long version is that some of my viewers have been getting transphobic ads before my videos, and I figured the best way to prevent that is to fight fire with fire. So, I filmed an ad of my own, sold my soul to YouTube, and if you're watching this, that means I succeeded. I beat the transphobes to your video. Mission accomplished. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, it's linked right here. I'm pretty well known
Sorry, what have we accomplished?
for doing crazy things like this. But otherwise, it's okay. I'm mostly just doing this so that you don't have to see transphobia.
That's an admission how pathetic a lot of us are. Jesus Christ.
Pretty convincing, huh? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of that. In my personal opinion, I think this is something of a marketing masterstroke. Sometimes my genius generates gravity. I'm knocking out 3 birds with 1 stone. This is great. I get to dunk on transphobia in a hilarious way. I get to investigate an issue that's been bothering me for ages, and I get to promote my YouTube channel. And if I do say so myself, I think it's a catchy enough idea, and I think it's enough of a shock to see a trans person advertising that people may actually overcome their general hatred of advertisements and watch the whole thing. So I decided to go all in on this thing.
Trust me, I'm not watching your advert any more than I'm watching anyone else's advert. That's just how it is. And like, well done and good luck fucking trying to insulate your community of very weak sounding people from the world. It's not helping them though. You need to encourage people to like thicken their skin and get tougher and not give so much of a fuck that some people don't like us. Like, I'm a male who fucking had my stuff inverted and stuff. Yes, people are going to find that weird sometimes. That's just how it is. Fuck. Cha-ching! There's not much point throwing a few coins Oh, hi Petunia. How you doing?
at a wall. If you want something like this to stick, you need to summon up a wad of cash. You need to come up with an actual advertising budget. And you need to have a plan. So, I set aside $5,000 for this. In for a f***ing penny, in for a f***ing pound. Might as well put in as much as I can afford into this budget. Besides, this is nothing. I spend twice as much as this on furry lesbians every year. Now I just want to jump in and say, of course, a huge thank you to all of my members, the commission. You make things like this possible. If you want to become a commissioned officer in my queer army, you can hit that join button down below and contribute.
Gross. I just hate that word so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
To the cause. Anyway, let me walk you through how you set up an ad campaign, because it really is not easy. This here is Google Ads. If I'm being completely honest, it's cancer. It really sucks. It's Google's comprehensive platform on which you can run ad campaigns on all of Google's sites. But of course, for our purposes, we only care about YouTube. Now, you can make all sorts of ads here. Bumper ads, homepage ads, and most importantly to us, in-stream ads. These are the ads you'll be most familiar with. These are the ads that run pre, mid, and post-roll on the YouTube videos that you watch, unless you're a good
We are watching someone who spent $5,000 on ads to fight transphobia. If I don't sound very enthusiastic, it's because this feels so pointless at the moment. I'm sorry. Listen, you're a lot better looking than quite a few people I've seen. Like, I'd say maybe you pass. Yeah, the hair is always, I don't understand it either. Listen, people technically are free to do whatever they want with their appearance. And hey, sort of in my right to comment on it if I want to, so who cares?
Good kitten and I have YouTube Premium. These are the ads that absolutely fucking infuriate me. So that's what we want to do, obviously. I decided to make a 5-second skippable ad with a 30-second full runtime. Now, it's a little bit complicated to set all this up, and I don't want to bore you, so we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead to the interesting part.
Who is Plainer Walk? People keep saying that. Is that a YouTuber or something else? The crazy hairdos are always on purpose. Well, the thing is, we try normal hairdos and still look ugly. I think this person would probably actually look perfectly fine for the most part. This is unflattering. She's actually not bad looking, to be honest. I'm not going to shit on someone for the sake of it. What's Plainer Walk? This is a YouTuber. Holy shit! I don't even know who this is. Wait, maybe I do. Holy shit! Hang on.
Ahoy hoy.
Hang on. I think I know who this is. I did watch one thing by them. 43.1. Maybe let's subscribe, why not? Like, they talk to flat earthers. Like, why does anyone give enough of a fuck about flat earthers to like actually challenge them? They think the world is flat, you know what I mean? Look, why flat earth will never be taken seriously by serious people. No fucking shit. No fucking shit. People don't take them serious. Like, it's even weirder of a fucking thought cult than the one that you're in. Yeah, I watched their thing about the cast review. It was okay, but like, the thing that kind of leads from their thing, which is about, you know, we can't do double-blind trials on kids and stuff like that. The thing that kind of comes from there is like, well, do we just accept less good quality evidence because of that? Which, you know, necessarily, why should we, you know? Anyway.
These two little sections here, audience and keywords. This is generally how YouTube targets the ad. Now, audience is great for big advertisers like—
Yeah, she, they is a massive red flag, trust me. I mean, why would you want to be called a they? If you're trying to be a woman and you want to be known as a woman, why do you want to be called she or they? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But it's trendy, so I guess people are going to do it.
Like companies or whoever, but it doesn't really help us. And in fact, I ended up completely foregoing it. The audience options are pretty much all pre-selected audience demographics. Things like makeup lover or women's fashion enthusiast. They don't have things like trans or—
Used to watch a lot of their stuff on Flat Earth. When they transitioned, it went downhill. Ah, right, fair enough. Yeah, the video I did see, it didn't seem like the worst thing ever, but it was one of those things where it's like there's a lot more questions and they haven't really— they've kind of done a very basic analysis, if that makes sense. I can't believe there were males. Wow. What were? Sorry, that's too much.
LGBT or gay, but they do interestingly have new pet, which is pretty much every recently cracked egg, am I right? Come to me and I will make you eat cat food.
I just don't.
The future of your business.
These people actually make me uncomfortable. I don't know how much more I can watch for this. Listen, I know a bit about like advertising. I've done it on like fucking Facebook and shit before, never YouTube. Oh, she's even gonna mention Meta. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. No, we'll try, okay. Oh, shit, that was not helpful.
Good reason for YouTube not having any LGBTQ audience presets, and it's something I've been thinking about quite a lot. I've been pondering it a lot so far. You see, out of curiosity, I decided to see what other sites do when you tried to target minorities. And so I set up ad accounts for several platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, for example, just doesn't let you do it, period. And there are a few ad sites like that. They will just straight up—
Oh, we're such victims. Look at us all. Look at our victim status. This person can afford to spend 5,000. I mean, New Zealand, I don't know what the conversion rate is. I know Australian dollars are decently less than like American or pound sterling. But like, do you get to hint at this like oppression and your minority status. You're like a white male in your home country where the main language is English. You spent $5,000 on ads. Like, I just don't get this. I can't take this seriously in any way. Am I on Blue Sky yet? No. I might eventually, but I'm not going to be called my own name. Let's put it that way.
Straight up not let you. And I actually think
Target minorities. It did sound a bit off, yeah.
that's excellent. They have a policy specifically against targeting minorities, and I think that's how it should be. And this is actually why, and I haven't talked about this so far, but this is why I actually had a sneaking suspicion that YouTube might not approve my ad at all. Aside from it just being generally cringe. YouTube supposedly manually reviews all ads to ensure that they're above board, and there are pretty specific guidelines in many countries about who you can advertise to, which made it all the more interesting that when I started typing in keywords like trans, femboy, gay, submissive, and pride...
Submissive? Oh, is it weird kink shit? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Malbin is way cool. Ah, fair enough.
They actually got approved. You see, this keyword section is not specifically about targeting an audience, but actually about placement of your ad. In selecting these keywords, I'm telling YouTube that I want my ad to be placed in front of videos that match these keywords, thus putting my ad in front of the queer community and serving my ad up to a minority, while also not technically targeting that minority. Perhaps because I'm not specifically targeting that audience, but instead placing my ad...
No, £2,000. Oh, wow. Fuck me. I don't... Like, do people like this get to play the victim? She's doing it more like, you know, implicitly, but still. I just hate this. I hate this. I hate listening to these, like, white, privileged fucking people suggest that they're these, like, beaten down minority. Like, it's just not true. I'm sorry.
On videos that they're likely to watch... This is some sort of loophole on a technicality. Or at least that's what I thought until I actually tried to make my own LGBTQ audience category and it got approved. So I mean, who fucking knows at this point? I'll talk about this more in depth a little bit later and what... Judging by these metrics, I had gained about...
Oh no, I just skipped a bunch.
100 subscribers from $100 spent, so you could feasibly extrapolate that to 5,000 subscribers from $5,000, roughly, by the time my campaign would have fully run its course. That would have been a healthy boost to my figures. I'd be going into 2025 with 60,000 subscribers instead of 55.
Not that it's about the numbers or anything. Not that it's an ego thing, anyway.
But nevertheless, while the ad campaign failed, the investigation was a resounding success, and the dunking on transphobia was at least a partial success too. So then, what have I learned? What are my conclusions? Well, most importantly, I have learned that it is entirely possible to target your ad at a minority group if you're smart, well-versed, and know the sort of keywords that surround their videos. That is entirely possible, and YouTube didn't really have any issue with it, and in fact, they helped me with it. However, the jury...
Okay, we realize we're not oppressed after all by YouTube. Nice. Maybe I slightly take back what I said, but...
jury is still out on YouTube's moderation tendencies. Now, looking at this pragmatically, it is entirely possible that the reason my keywords were approved is because a manual reviewer watched my ad and saw that I was a member of that minority group. I don't really have any way to prove or disprove that in any way, and there's no way to know for sure without speaking directly to YouTube, which is nigh impossible. So it's just as likely that that is the case as it is that YouTube just doesn't check ads at all. All I know for sure is that it's slightly concerning that...
Yeah, trans people talk like that, dunking on transphobia. Don't you love it? Don't you love it?
Audience targeting for minority groups is even an option. It bothers me a little bit for sure because I feel like there are stones left unturned. But like I said, without specifically talking to someone at YouTube, which is impossible, there's no way to tell. I mean...
Yeah, if you can travel to another country to get a surgical procedure, you can't be that oppressed. You know what I mean?
Unless some random vigilante company wants to team up with me and make a dummy, ultra-religious Trojan horse ad and just see what happens. See if YouTube will let them. Aside from some crazy outcome like that, this is pretty much the end of the investigation. I at least hope I've helped to inform you a bit more about the nature of advertising on this platform and what goes on behind the scenes of every ad that you see. My best guess as to what happened with all of these comments is that perhaps on the videos of mine applicable, there was a keyword or two that happened to be mutual between the trans...
Wow, fascinating. I can't do this anymore. We'll try and do one more. 5:33. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Have you liked the stream? You should consider liking the stream. That was Alice in Wonderland. I can't do that to myself anymore. Listen, good luck. fighting transphobia, dunking on transphobia. You sound like you're really doing the Lord's work by spending $5,000 on ads. The femboy tag trying to literally convert GNC men to your group. Yeah. Gross. Yeah.